Hey guys, Bear Clark here from Bear Loves Film, and today I'm reviewing Baywatch, the 2017 film with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and Zac Efron, based on the original David Hasselhoff film, series, about a bunch of lifeguards who do more than just lifeguarding. Now, this film was directed by Seth Gordon, who's had a very, I would say, patchy directorial and producing career. He has produced or directed some good films. I mean, Horrible Bosses was pretty good. Identity Thief was absolutely awful. He's also produced on some real duds like Pixels. So a very, very uneven track record, I would say. Now, this film has a very, very basic plot. We basically have a beautiful but ruthless businesswoman who moves into a large condo on the edge of the bay and decides that she wants to expand, and she has some very, very nefarious plans for the actual the cove and the beach and everybody who uses it. So the chief lifeguard there, Mitch, played by Dwayne Johnson, basically steps up and says, we've got to do something about this. We can't trust the police, even though the police say leave it alone, you're not police. He decides he needs to get involved because, to be fair, the police are pretty incompetent, and he has the new overly cocky Zac Efron as a new recruit, and a couple of other new recruits as well. And basically the idea is they go undercover. If you've seen the video, you've seen probably all the even remotely funny parts in the film, and you see Zac Efron dressed up as a woman to go undercover and whatever, until they get the bad guy or bad girl, as the case may be. Now, you have to understand with Baywatch that we weren't looking for an Oscar-winning film. We weren't looking for a very strong plot or particularly strong performances. At the end of the day, it's supposed to be a light-hearted, zany, slightly rude, rather sexist comedy, which is fine. Yeah, that's what it's marketed as, that's what people expect, and that's what people have gone in for. But when you see that they spent 69 million on this, and it is being reported in some areas they spent nearly 100 million on the very aggressive advertising campaign, because let's face it, the posters and the trailers and the teaser trailers and the TV spots and everything were everywhere leading up to this film. It was supposed to be a big deal. Now, it took 177 million worldwide, but in actual fact it only took, I think it was about 58 million in the US. So domestically it didn't even make its budget back. It was only saved by the overseas market, generally speaking, because Dwayne Johnson has a very good following overseas, particularly in the Orient, etc. So we have a film here with a couple of very likeable characters. Dwayne Johnson seems to be a really, really genuinely nice guy. He has an awful lot of charisma. He has a larger-than-life persona, which is backed up with his chemically enhanced body, obviously. Zac Efron has his body it kind of defines biology and science. He must be in single figures body fat, incredibly well conditioned, and he does his best in this film. That, in fact, all the actors and actresses in this film do their best. The problem is, as I say, we weren't expecting anything amazing. There's a generic plot, a fairly nondescript bad person that has, and they have to find out what's going on, solve the case. I mean, this was less like a mainstream movie, more like a cheap knockoff of a Scooby-Doo episode, to be honest. But what it did was it managed to take a couple of really great actors, a well-known intellectual property. I'm not going to say it's well loved or particularly well followed, but generally people knew what Baywatch was. It took that and produced a comedy that is not funny. Not only is it not funny, it is so boring. So boring. The dialogue is awful. The directing is lackluster. And frankly, if it wasn't for Dwayne Johnson even being in the film, this film would have bombed hard. In fact, it probably would have gone straight to streaming and straight to DVD. It is an awful film. It was definitely one of the worst films I saw that year. I hated the film. I watched it with my wife, and several times I turned around to her and said, my God, this is awful. But because we paid to see it, and because I knew I wanted to review it eventually, I stayed and watched it. And it was a couple of hours of my life that I can't get back. Baywatch is a complete dumpster fire of a film. Avoid it at all costs. Certainly don't waste your money on renting it and streaming or buying the DVD, unless you want to buy the DVD for somebody you really don't like. And Baywatch most definitely gets an F. So thank you very much, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know in the comments below if you agree or if you think I'm completely mad and Baywatch was one of the best films you've ever seen. Please give it a like if you did like it, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, because I produce videos every week, and I'll see you next time.